Count me in. 1, 2, 3, go. So today, the day I'm posting this, May 15th, 2019, is exactly 1 year from the day that we lost Falcon. We adopted her from a Husky rescue, so we don't really know when her birthday is. We kind of just made one up. But this day, May 15th, I don't think I'll ever forget. It was probably one of the worst days of my life. And I have a tendency to try to avoid unpleasant topics and emotions. But I thought it would be important to do this video because I do want to honor Falcon in a way that helps other people, I hope, and you know, do right by her. If you guys don't know the story about what happened to Falcon and how she got sick, etc., I'll post a couple videos in the cards up there. So today we're gonna talk about the different ways that we experience loss or grieve the loss of a loved one. Falcon was a really big part of our family. She really made it whole. All of us kind of dealt with it in different ways, and now that I've had a year to kind of reflect on that without crying, I thought it would be interesting to share, and hopefully this helps you guys in whatever you're going through and, you know, feel like you're not alone in how you deal with stuff. So to start, when we lost Falcon, Tiny was only 2 years old. He had just turned 2, so to him, we had visited her in the hospital and he saw her there. He knew we were going to see her. The way he dealt with her loss was super interesting. He was very factual. We told him, she's gone now, and he just accepted that. We told his teachers at his school, at his daycare, about what happened, and they said, he's just been saying she's gone. To this day, I'm not sure if he thinks she lives at the hospital or if he really understands that she's gone. Sometimes he'll talk to me and say, like, I want to see Big Falcon. He has these 2 dog stuffed animals, and one of them is named Phoenix, the brown one, and the other one is named Falcon. So that's his small Falcon, and sometimes, some days he'll say, I want to see Big Falcon. And other days he'll say to me, Falcon's an angel now. He almost made me cry the other day because I asked him, who's your best friend? And he said, Falcon. I think he's saying that because Phoenix is my best friend, so he's very like acceptance. Like, he accepted, she's gone now. This is the new normal. We're gonna move on. Mike, on the other hand, he felt all of his emotions. He cried the day we lost Falcon. He cried the day after that. He wanted to talk about it. He wanted to be present in what he felt at that moment. The way I dealt with it was very different, and I didn't know I was going to be like this, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I just tried to keep as busy as humanly possible. I know I took a break from this channel, but I threw myself into throwing a nice service for Falcon, went to work, and just like tried to spend as much time as I could forgetting about how sad I felt. Anytime I felt like I was going to feel any sort of emotion about it, I would like change the subject or move on to something else. And so many people were so nice and amazing during that time and telling me about how much they appreciated that I shared Falcon with the world and etc. And I appreciate that so much. But I always responded in a way that was like positive because I just didn't want to feel sad about it. And this is, I guess, how I deal with a lot of stuff. It doesn't really hit me right then. It usually hits me way later. I think maybe a couple months after. I was like, oh my god, she's gone. Like, she's really, really gone. Just recently, like coming up onto this day, I was thinking about her and then I got really sad. But it really takes me a while to just like feel my feelings, you know? Phoenix dealt with this in a very interesting way. She seemed lethargic, but that was normal for her. She just laid around the house. And honestly, she kind of just like yelled at us a lot more. She complained to us a lot more, and she was kind of nasty a little bit. She was very cranky. She would just pee in the house like for no reason. I think for her, the loss and grief over losing her sister manifested itself in a physical reaction, and she had her first seizure in, I think, 5 years. So she had a seizure when Falcon was sick, in that 2-week time period from when she got really, really sick to when she passed. And then almost immediately after Falcon passed, Phoenix had another seizure when she realized that like Falcon wasn't coming home. We had a really nice memorial service for her. I don't know if I've specifically talked about this in a video. I printed out a bunch of big pictures of her, so I had pictures on a table. And then the hospital that she was at actually did a really nice thing where they got her paw prints. So we had her paw prints there, and it was really cute. I had made this video for her that I could play during the service, and we invited my family and Mike's family. We all stood around, we said nice things about Falcon, and she got cremated, so we had her ashes in a box. And I really thought it would be, you know, fitting to plant a tree. I wanted it to be an apple tree because it was a really great memory with Falcon when we went apple picking, and she just ate like every apple that she could see. I go back and watch that every now and then. It was just like such a fun time for the whole family. Tiny, Phoenix, Falcon, we all had such a great time. We dug a hole for the apple tree, we spread her ashes. I think at that point, I didn't know we were moving yet, but we knew we weren't gonna live in that house forever, so we wanted to save most of her ashes in a box, and we sprinkled a little bit into the dirt. Then each of us wrote a really nice letter to her that we didn't share with anyone. It was just our own special secret thing that we wrote to Falcon, and we put it in the hole as well. And then we planted our apple tree, and it was really special. I haven't really taken a lot of time to like talk about this on this channel, and you know, I really wanted to do right by her and tell her whole story, so even the story of how we lost her is an important one. Let me know in the comments how you guys have dealt with loss of a loved one, and maybe some tips that could possibly help other people who are going through the same thing. I think I'll never get over it. It will never be easy thinking about her. I might act like that, but definitely in my head and in my heart, it doesn't feel like that. But, and I always have to put a bright side on things. To really look on the bright side, all of the beautiful days that we had with her were truly worth it. She was so sweet. She of course had her own issues that taught us so much about being dog parents, almost more so than Phoenix. I had Phoenix as a puppy, so I was able to train her to be who she is today. Falcon came to us how she is. She had her own issues, and we had to work through them, and it really taught me a lot. So I thank you for that, Falcon, and thank you for giving me a heart attack all the time when you eat things that you're not supposed to eat. She really helped us. She really helped you. She taught you so much patience and how to share. The thing about Falcon is that she was just so happy to be here. One of my favorite memories of her is when we brought her to our house for the first time. So at the time, we had our cat named Frog. His meower was broken, and he sounded like rah. His name was Frog because he always croaked. We weren't sure how she was gonna be with cats. I think the shelter didn't know either, so they suggested we bring her to the house, because we had brought Phoenix to see how they interacted, and they were wrestling right away, and it was kind of like a good energy, so we wanted to see how she was gonna be with Frog. The first day we brought her home, she came into our house and she looked around and was like, oh my god, look at all this space! She ran up and down the hallways, and then when she had finished doing all her hallway zoomies, she came back and sat in my lap. I was sitting on the floor, and she just like parked her butt in my lap and like looked at me and was like, can I stay here? I was like, yes, of course you can stay here. You can stay here forever. This has been a hard topic for me to talk about. I procrastinated about it long enough. I wanted to leave you guys with something fun and positive, and there's a whole backstory, so I'll just tell you what it is. I'm sure all of you do it, write songs about my dogs and Tiny. This is one of my favorites. It's about how Falcon and my parents' dog Sahara interacted. So backstory, way backstory. Sahara's only friend was Phoenix. She knew Phoenix as a puppy. I used to bring Phoenix to my parents' house every morning before work because they used to live really close to my office. So she would hang out with Sahara all day. Sahara is not good with other people and other dogs. She just has really bad anxiety. It's hard to go to public places with her because we don't know how she's gonna be. We were really nervous about introducing Falcon to her because, one, we already knew that Sahara had issues before with other dogs, and Falcon had her resource guarding issues. She had a really short fuse. She could go like 1 minute like smiling and like licking your face, and then the next minute like getting really huffy about you touching her butt. We were like, okay, how are these two dogs gonna interact? It was really important for us to make sure that they were friends because Phoenix was Sahara's only friend, and if she couldn't see Phoenix and like she would have no friends. There's a really nice hike near my parents' house, and we brought Phoenix and Falcon there and all took a hike together, the whole family, and had Phoenix and Falcon attached to each other with the coupler. It was kind of just like a neutral area that Sahara knew, but it wasn't her house, so she didn't feel super territorial, and there wouldn't be any like food or toys around, so Falcon wouldn't be like super protective of them. Sahara's a yellow lab and she has really good recall. So Sahara's hiking off leash and I have Phoenix and Falcon, and there's just enough gap for one dog in between them, and Sahara wanted so much to be a part of the group that she's actually walked in between the two of them, so it looked like I was walking 3 dogs, but really I just was attached to 2 and she just wanted to be in the middle. And that was it. They became friends. Truly their only connection was Phoenix. So anytime we brought them to a kennel because we were going on vacation and my parents would bring them to the same kennel, we would always line them up the same way. We would ask the kennel to put Phoenix in the middle and then Sahara and Falcon so that they could both be near Phoenix and Phoenix would just be everybody's friend. So, long story short, I wrote a song about it. I used to sing it to Tiny all the time and now it's one of his favorite songs, so I thought I would share it with you guys today as a way to kind of cheer this video up after talking about loss. Are you ready to be the backup doggy? The first verse is about Phoenix and Falcon and Sahara, and the second verse is about Phoenix and Falcon and Tiny because he also wanted to be in the song. So I made a verse for him. Ready? Count me in, girlfriend. 1, 2, 3. Phoenix and Falcon, Falcon and Phoenix, they are Sahara's friends. She only has 2 friends cause she can't make new friends, so they are her only friends. Phoenix and Falcon, Falcon and Phoenix, they are Sahara's friends. But when they are playing, Sahara's always saying that Falcon isn't even really her friend. Phoenix and Falcon, Falcon and Phoenix, they see Tiny after school. They play with each other cause he is their brother and they think that he is cool. Phoenix and Falcon, Falcon and Phoenix, they see Tiny after school. But when he gets rowdy, Falcon gets dowdy about whether or not he's actually that cool. Good job, my backup doggy. Like I said, let me know in the comments about how you've dealt with a loss. Can you relate to any of the ways we dealt with loss here? And also, on a fun note, have you ever written a song about your dogs? I would love to see them. If you want to share, send me a link or just type the lyrics down below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new things every Wednesday. You can tap on that little circle with my face in it to subscribe. If you want to see my last video, you can go here. And if you want to see our vlog channel, you can go down there. And now that we're at the end of this video, it's time for This Is a Pillow. Alright, it's been real. See you guys next week. Bye! I sang that song and now I feel so much better. I'm like smiling.